Thank you so much for joining me for the next installment in my last series of lectures, my last trip around the track. Today, we're going to talk about what factors presidential candidates weigh when they're deciding whom to choose as a running mate. Both Donald Trump and Kamala Harris chose running mates with whom they had, at best, only a glancing acquaintance. This places them on the historical trend line. It does not, however, address the question of why presidential candidates do not select running mates with whom they know they will be compatible because they have worked together with them for many years in the crucible of tense policy debates or legislative negotiations. Some vice presidential picks are plucked because they can help the presidential candidate inject some energy into their campaign prior to the nominating convention. Presidential candidates latch on to other running mates because they have the potential to be effective surrogates for the presidential candidate during the general election. Some presidential candidates choose a running mate because they think they will be a complementary and effective governing partner. It is possible for presidential candidates to find a running mate who can do all three of these things. Former President Trump seems to have chosen Vance because he believed Vance could solidify Trump's white working class support, particularly in the critical swing states in the Midwest. Trump and his campaign advisors also likely thought Vance would be an effective campaigner, a surmise based on his hard-fought Senate win in Ohio in 2022 and his facility with the English language as demonstrated by his penning the bestseller, Hillbilly Elegy. There is, however, little evidence that Trump chose Vance because he thought he could be a simpatico governing partner. Vice President Harris's choice of Minnesota Governor Tim Walz also seems to have been propelled by an interest in hitting 2 out of the 3 stations of the cross. Walz is a relatively new face in American politics, which does, at the least, generate interest in his candidacy. He has also shown himself to be a skillful and agile Harris supporter during media appearances. But as is true of the Trump-Vance courtship, it's strange credulity to claim that Vice President Harris could, in the short time in which she and her team vetted and spoke with Walz, determine definitively that he would be an effective governing partner. If, as the Brits are fond of saying, the proof of the pudding is in the eating, then the proof of these selections will be in the campaign trail dust. Thank you again for joining me for this episode. I hope to see you next time. This is Ron Seyb saying goodbye for now.